Hello everyone and welcome to the program. I'm Seun Okinbaloye. Since last year when Nigeria is leading into recession, a lot of anticipation from Nigerians and in fact investors on just how the Buhari government will be able to take the nation out of this economic quagmire. The hopes and aspirations of government is that things will be better in 2017, and of course you cannot change things without making some very drastic decisions that are very, very interesting. Well, interesting decisions the government has made, going out to get bonds and loans to get the economy back on its feet, and 30% of the capital of the old budget is for capital expenditure. How will this pan out in getting Nigeria out of recession? These are many questions begging for answers on the lips of many Nigerians. Tonight on the program, we have the benefit of the knowledge and the experience of my guest, whom I will be talking to first on the program, who was a former vice president of the World Bank, the Africa Division, and the founder of the Transparency International, and the co-convener of the Bring Back Our Girls group. Yes, and also a former Minister of Education, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, joins us on the program. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Since Nigeria is leading to recession, the activities of government such that a lot of people are expecting so much, and you cannot blame Nigerians for expecting so much from their government. The prices of food items have gone up in the market, prices of foreign product that they buy every day in the supermarket, some that they cannot afford again. So expectations will be high. Are you impressed so far with what government is doing to answer to the call of this recession?
Oh, I've been known to publicly say that I am not a great fan of the economic policy direction and management of the administration. I believe that fundamentally there are serious issues of economic philosophy that is still very unclear. I think the government is still struggling. It straddles between being pro-market and wanting to control and command. This is not the first time I'm saying that. I think that there are real challenges of agreeing the fundamentals, economic philosophy, and principles that direct the way government relates to all the other constituents, meaning how it relates to business and how it relates to citizens. These are really important issues that need to first be addressed. And I think that unfortunately we haven't been able to have that conversation in a way that enables consensus to emerge.
When we look at some of the decisions that the government has made the first few months in office of President Muhammadu Buhari, the market indices and some of the decisions being made by government, first and foremost the constitution of the cabinet and even the framing of those who have made up the economic team, such that a lot of people have questioned. If you are the finance minister today, what would you have done differently?
No, I think that that is not a way to frame such an important question. I think that the way to frame that question would be to say, where were we in terms of economic philosophy and direction? In the last decade and a half, almost, Nigeria came to a level of consensus on the fact that the market economy is much more gainful for us. Gainful in the sense that market economy enabled us to generate the kind of growth that we saw over time. Although that growth did not lead to massive improvement in the quality of lives of everyone, but it still enabled the economy to thrive, and it enabled there to be some level of diversification that we saw when the statistic of the size of the economy was done, what you call rebasing. And when that was done, we saw that, oh, wait a minute, the structure of our economy has actually begun to change. And that was coming as a result of growth that was happening in very interesting sectors, telecommunication, sectors like the entertainment. We saw that oil was no longer as significant a composition of our GDP as it used to be. It had gone down from some 30% that it was in early 2000s to just about 15%, if not 11% now. So you could see that a market-led economy was useful. It helped us to generate an average trend of growth of at least 5 to 6% annually. That kind of a question is what, when you frame it, it would be totally irrelevant who it is that manages the economy. The principle that the market is important, a player to drive the engine of growth, is what you need. And then the quality of the assemblage of people who then need to get into the details of economic strategies to enable the right kinds of public investment, the quality of public investment, meaning the public investment program of government, whether it's infrastructure, it's education, or the social sector, health and education, or it's in institutions building, or it's in sound policies, whether they are fiscal or monetary policies. All of that would then come together and continue to send a signal, a consistent signal that would and generate confidence, both in the investors within your own boundary and your own territory and those outside.
For example, if you look at the monetary policy of Nigeria as it stands now, there's some people who are of the opinion that there is a sort of there is no unison between what the CBN, for example, is saying and the decision that they've made in some, the way they've reacted to some of the MPC, the outcome of the MPC the meeting, and what the government says it will do. What do you make of that synergy that should naturally operate between the executive and the CBN, for example, in that area and that policy?
You know that the central bank is responsible for monetary policies.